Hi, I am Christina Reddy. I'm an artist, teacher, and today we're going to play with shapes. So this is one of my favorite exercises. I think it's really fun, and it is based on this ability that our brains have in recognizing faces or seeing faces and the most odd of shapes. I like doing this because it's not serious, it is freeing, it's entertaining, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So, well, that's a good start. We're just gonna create a bunch of drops of different colors. So I'm using watercolors. I think they're really fun for this exercise because they create these accidents. So we're gonna just do a bunch of little spots. Sometimes we can mix colors. Sometimes it could just be one. So it's just to create a variety of experience so that we have a lot to play with. This is a different kind of blue. I think it's a good idea to use bigger brushes at first. For the same reason, it gives you more of this possibility of creating accidents. This beautiful red. I always talk about these watercolors that I love so much, and it's not really about the brand, although the brand itself is wonderful. It's just this particular color combination. These pigments work so well together. Okay, I'm trying to space them out. I don't use black or gray in my watercolors nor in my oils. The black pigment kind of kills the life within the other colors. So I usually just mix my blacks with complementary colors. Oh look, let's give it a little baby. Hey baby. Okay. Now, I really love this brush. To me, this brush is like a small brush. I know some people like to paint with brushes that have just a few hairs in them, and that's perfectly fine, but not for what I'm doing. What I'm doing is trying to loosen my grip. It's the equivalent of coloring outside the lines. So even when my kids are creating, I know that they go to school, and if I hear that the teacher tells them to color inside the lines, I tell them, okay, do your homework, but really, you can absolutely color outside the lines. Make it intentional. As long as it's intentional, nah, don't worry about it. Okay, so should we do another one? Sure, let's do another one right here. When you learn to work with mistakes, I spoke about intentionality. It's partially true that when we become more conscious and aware of ourselves and our lives, our behaviors, of the nature in which life flows, intentionality becomes very important. It's part of the responsibility of being human and of being aware. But that's why practice of working with quote-unquote mistakes is so important, because this is something that teaches us to release control. Control, which is, I feel, one of the pitfalls of the ego, right? This is what ego thrives on. This is what it needs to survive. And this is also why we have conflicts and wars all over the world for for this need to control what happens in life. And sadly, the control of itself is just an illusion, and that realization is not easy to come to. So here we are in our human experience, fighting to control the outcome, to get what we want, how we want it, when we want it. Well, in this simple exercise of just playing with accident, look, I also have some pastels, of playing with accident, accidental marks, shapes, splashes, spills, taking the mind out of it. This exercise is wonderful for training our being to trust what happens and to let go and see that it is okay and safe to be in the discomfort of not knowing, of the discomfort of being in the void. You know, you gotta go through limbo to get to heaven, I suppose. There's so many books and spiritual teachings written about this passage through the void, and it's so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable to just be, in what is, instead of controlling every step of the way. Should we give him ears? Okay, I'm gonna start making some faces. So these are ears. Nose? Sure. Ideally this would dry. Maybe we can work on some of them and let the other ones dry. I guess I could do some like intervention somewhere here. So this is also a reconnection to play and playfulness. I don't have anything at stake here. There's nothing for me to lose. I can quote unquote ruin the painting and the page, and well, nothing will happen. I will survive. The ego may fight it. And well, that's the idea. We're teaching the ego that it's safe to fail. Oh, let's get some paper towel. Oh, yo. It's safe to fail. You'll be just fine. Try again. Purple. This is gonna be a very weird nose. I love how it dries too. Like, they look one way, these watercolors, especially when they're mixed with pencils and stuff. And when they dry, the shape is just, it rearranges itself. Okay, so this one's got ears. These got either hair or beards, or I don't know what, or maybe they're amoebas. So I'll be making creatures, faces, or animals, or eyes. Can we kind of change directions here? That's okay. Just feeling it out. Green. I always rotate for the change of perspective. So there's no plan here, absolutely no plan. I know I said I'm making faces, but at the end of the day, I think entities can take many shapes and forms. So any form can be alive. I used to give them hats, but now I'm not so interested in that anymore. Look, she's got hair. It's a girl. She's a girl. La la. This one looks like a mask to me. So one ear, another ear. Should we give her some hair? Yes, let's do that. Let's give her hair. She's gonna be a redhead. Why? I don't know. Why not? And I mean, like really a redhead. Look, it's gonna stand up and stuff. Wee. You know, when you finally let go of yourself, like everything that's bracing for the fall inside of you, you're like, I don't want to do this. Like, I want to do it, but I'm so scared because if I do it, then this will happen and that will happen, and then everybody will know, and then I will like metaphorically die. It's amazing when you finally take that leap of faith and you just go for it. Go for it. You can do it. Look, it's the sun. This one's gonna be Sunshine. This creature's name is Sunshine. She's very hairy. I love working with complementary colors. You know, the blue and the orange, mixing it together. Speaking of complementary, at some point we may add some red to this, but not yet. I want it to dry. What are we going to do about this one? What do you want to be? What do you want to be? She's got this like flat plane here. What color? Blue. Let's do blue. Why? Because there's some sort of balance that needs to happen here. There's too much warmth on this side of the road. I don't know. The feeling is there's this movement in this direction clearly. So we can just exaggerate that. Here we go. Why not? Do you see his nose? It's a weird looking nose. Okay, should we put something in this empty space, or we could just put a date on it? Like this, I did this today, 13th of April, 2026. Okay, rotate. Now, ideally, you would be in silence or have some soft music on. The thing is with any music you listen to or any sounds you listen to will be a direct influence on your frequency. So if you really want to see yourself the way you are right now, you should do this in complete silence. And then take the moment to just be quiet and just listen to yourself and to what this wants to tell you, what this wants to be. If there is enough presence and silence on the inside, the inner silence, then what is also present is this inner listening. And I don't mean listening with the ears. I know we're looking at this, we're watching this, so there is also this kind of like receptivity or listening with the eyes. But more than that, it's listening and receiving with all of my senses, my body, all of my perceptions, not just the physical senses, energetic senses as well. And there's something very healing about this ordering of the disorder, or reorganizing the abstract shapes into something that seems more concrete, more ordered, more real. So I'm going to let this dry and then I'll continue this later. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you can try this exercise either by yourself, or you can turn on this video again to do this with me. And until next time.